All right, I'm just going to wing this. So this is setting up a Kaillera server on a Linux VPS as fast as possible. All right, I'm going to use one provider as an example. Um, when selecting the stuff, you want to make sure you're getting an IPv4. Like, oh, I'd love to do the $3 option, but yeah, I need an IPv4. We're going to do Kansas City. I'm going to choose Ubuntu 20.04. That's just what I've been doing. It's been working great. Host name, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. Project, I have no idea. Let's see. So just double check. Ubuntu, Kansas City, IPv4, create. And it might take a few minutes to build. And if it takes a while, I might just pause the recording. So you can see here, status, it's creating. And yeah, I guess we just wait a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the video and then we'll continue once that's done. Alrighty, the server is already built. So now I'm going to click on it. I got my IP here. I got my generated password. I'm going to change this though. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up Putty. I'm going to add it in. So there's the IP. I'm going to name it Kansas and then save. I'm going to log in, accept. Log in as root. I'm holding a microphone, so I'm doing this all one-handed. I'm going to copy the password. To paste in Putty, you would hold Shift and press Insert, then Enter. And then now I'm going to change my password. So sudo password, press Enter. It's going to prompt you for a new password. I'm going to set the mic down for a sec. Okay, my password has now been changed. So first thing, like, you don't have to do any of this. I usually do it. I'm probably not going to do it this time. But normally I'll update the repository. So app update. And it's usually during this time, or if I did this app upgrade, it would update everything. It would update the Ubuntu to all the latest stuff. Honestly, it's a Kaillera server. Who cares? You know. But if I did the app upgrade now, it would take maybe 2 to 5 minutes, and that's a good time when I can see how fast the server is. Like if everything's loading really fast and installing really fast, I know I got a good one, or there's no load on the virtual CPU, which is nice. But I'm not even going to mess with that. I'm going to start with. Oops, I got to close my. I still got Project 64 open. Yep. The good old Direct 3D crash, the usual. Okay, so we got to install Java, and you will use this command right here. So I'm going to shift insert that in. Click Y to install. I probably don't even need the JDK. I really only need this one, but whatever. I'm just copying and pasting from the website. Um, so we got to wait for the Java to install. And sorry, I'm doing this on a 1080p capture. So if it's hard to see, set the video the full screen on a 1080p monitor, and it should look pretty sharp, and you should be able to see what I'm typing. So right now I'm just waiting on Java to install. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That went pretty fast. So that's a good sign. All right, so now Java's installed. I want to make sure I have wget, nano, and unzip. So I just go install unzip. What? Did I misspell something? Or maybe it's pretty sure. Oh, I got to do app install unzip, I think. Yeah, there we go. See, I'm not very good with this stuff either. But hopefully this will help everyone else who's trying to do a Kaillera server on a Linux VPS. All right, so unzip is installed. Let's do wget. Looks like, oh no, it is actually updating. Sometimes when you set up these servers, they will already have, like the Ubuntu distribution that comes with it pre-installed will sometimes already have these things installed, but it looks like on this one it didn't. So now app install nano, and nano is the text editor. That's what you use to edit the config file. It's already installed, so I didn't even have to do that. All right, so now I can download the EmuLinker K. So I'm going to right click, copy link address, wget, and then shift insert. Okay, it's now downloaded. So I'm in my root folder. I want to just see what else is in my root folder. ls for list, and I see I got EmuLinker K beta in there. So now I want to unzip it. So unzip, and I got to type it perfectly. I am slow. Oops. Press enter. Okay, it is unzipped. See if I go list again. Now I have an EmuLinker K folder. So I want to set my directory to that. So I go cd EmuLinker K, press enter. Okay, so now I'm in the EmuLinker K folder. Before I do anything, there's one step that has to be done, and that is this command right here. And I never keep it memorized, so I always go to RIM's website and I copy it from here. This just gives you like full, I don't really get it. It just gives you full administrator access over the folder. Otherwise, if you try to run the server, it just doesn't work right. So this is pretty much required. So do that. Okay, that command is done. Now I'm basically done. I mean, I can do nano to edit the config file. In fact, I'll just do that now. So let's go. Well, let me do a list so you can see the folders and the files in the EmuLinker K folder. So I got config, doc, everything that's in there. I'm gonna go cd config. So now I'm in the config folder, and I got access, EmuLinker, language.properties. Let's start with the EmuLinker K. So I go nano EmuLinker dot config. Did I spell it right? Yep. So now I'm in nano, which is my text editor. I got to use the arrow keys. Let's go down. So, this is for the master list stuff. Granted, the master list doesn't work half the time. Let's just call it Kansas City Kaillera. Kansas City. And then here is something else you want to do. So when the old Kaillera master list is actually working right, you would put the IP here. Oops. Let me make another putty so I can get it. Let's see. Kansas. So I want this IP. I'm going to copy that to my clipboard. And then here I'm going to paste it right there. And doing this is what makes the servers show up in the old Kaillera list, not just the EmuLinker list. But as of like a few weeks ago, it isn't working anyway. Like no new servers are being able to be added to that old list. there's something wrong with the master list. Not a big deal, but this is what you would do when it would be working. So that's done. Everything looks good. Nothing else I'm going to change here. To save, I'm going to go Control O, press enter, and then to exit, Control X, and now I'm out. Okay, so now I want to change the server announcements. So I'll go nano language dot properties. Did I spell it right? No. There we go. Okay, and now I'm in here. So I can do all my fun stuff here. Welcome to Kansas. You're not in Kansas anymore. And I'll put like test server, and I'll just delete this whole line. And then when I'm done with that, you can do all your custom messages if you want it to say like, quit lagging, or somebody has bad internet because they keep desyncing. Like, I don't know if you guys remember that back in the day when some servers would have really silly messages. So I go Control O to save, Control X to exit, and I'm good. To go backwards in directory, I go CD period. So now I'm back in the root emulinker folder. I go sh start server.sh, and we're running. So the server should be up. So let me damn phone's ringing. All right, server's up. So I'm gonna copy my IP. I can actually close out of PuTTY now. I'm done. Like, I'm never gonna go in there again unless it crashes, essentially. So let's go to. I'm in old Project 64K because I don't play Super Smash Bros. Let's add the server, IP, Kansas, okay, and there it is. That's all there is to it. So if you have any questions, just message me on Discord. But pretty easy. The first few times I did it, it took me over an hour because I was Googling every single Ubuntu command because I did not know how to use Linux command line interface. But I just memorized the 3 or 4 things I got to do, and it's pretty easy. So that's that. I hope that helps. Maybe next video I'll show you how to install Citra and Yuzu servers.